Yes, us. Welcome to the Kefi Life podcast. My name is Kefi L, and I'll be your guide to creating a life of Ola Kala, all is well. Together, we'll get back to the basics, and we'll explore fresh new ways to flourish in mind, body, and soul the Greek way. You can look forward to interviews, stories, essential self-care strategies, recipes, and actionable takeaway Ola Kala moments. This is going to be so much fun. Let's get going. Πάμε! Our Lexi for this week is Arakas. Arakas, or peas. Hard to believe, but Arakas, or peas, are not actually a vegetable, but a small edible legume. They belong to the same family as lentils, chickpeas, beans, and even peanuts. I'm excited to start cooking with more peas. I read recently that they pair well with mint, olive oil, rosemary, and dill. This summer, check out Arakas in the following recipe. Take blanched shelled peas and add to boiling water for about 2 minutes. Then toss with lots of chopped fresh mint and a dressing of lemon juice and olive oil. Sprinkle with crumbled goat cheese, and you get a tasty and fabulous Arakas dish. Kalyorexi.
This is Kira Moran, president of Kingdom Farms and proud sponsor of Kefi Life. Kingdom Farms provides organic meats, poultry, and fish throughout the USA. Kingdom Farms has been blessed for 52 years with providing the highest quality foods to all our customers. Please contact Kingdom Farms for your culinary needs at www.kingdomfarms.com.
Love your food, love yourself with the healing powers of Kefi Life extra virgin olive oil. Cold extraction, Kalamata olives from the Peloponnese, Greece. This liquid gold provides nutrition to your salads, veggies, dips, proteins, and yes, even your skin. Kefi Life extra virgin olive oil is an anti-aging wonder food that tastes good, feels sensational, and it has a profound way to express who you are, a person of vibrance, longevity, and well-being. I invite you to experience this food that I call a gift from the earth. Kefi Life extra virgin olive oil. Visit us now, kefilife.shop, and get your yummy bottle of healthy elixir, the best olive oil from our growers in Greece, to your personal home for your personal wellness. Visit kefilife.shop for Kefi Life extra virgin olive oil. That's kefilife.shop. If food truly is medicine to our whole person, then you will love and benefit from our guest today. Elena Paravantes, an award-winning registered dietitian, nutritionist, and writer, specializes in the Mediterranean diet, and she's been active in this field of food and nutrition for 2 decades. Elena is a clinical dietitian, she's a food and nutrition consultant, and she's a teacher and lecturer both in the U.S. and Greece. I'm so excited to visit with her because why? She believes in the wide-ranging health benefits of the Mediterranean diet, and Elena is committed to educating the public about the wholesome food plan that she grew up with, and I think I kind of grew up with, and we're going to find out more now as we welcome her. It's so nice to have you, Elena.
Hi, Kiki. Nice to see you, and thank you for this invitation.
Oh, it is really our honor. I've seen you all over the place. You have a beautiful website. Is it Olive and Tomato?
Yes, olivetomato.com.
olivetomato.com, and I recently saw you on WGN, but we'll talk about that later. First of all, the audience should know that we're coming to you, or you're coming to us from Greece. Where in Greece are you talking to us from?
I'm coming from the capital of Greece, Athens, Greece, and it's afternoon here. So, yeah.
Wonderful. There is a beautiful restaurant right by the Parthenon. I don't remember the name of it, but you can see the Acropolis at night, and there's just so many beautiful restaurants to go around. Is there a favorite, I must ask you, that you visit?
That's a tough question. I have a few favorites. Some are not near the Acropolis. They're near the beach. So, but generally, I one of my favorites is just the local, Magirio, that, as we call it, which is a restaurant that's like home cooked meals. And it's called To Spitiko. So,
of the home, the food of the home. I love it. Well, and as I took a course, Elena, at Integrative Nutrition, and they taught us that we should, as people and bio-individuals, do more home cooking. But besides that, I would love to know, and our audience would know, where does your primary dietetic education stem from? Because it is vast.
I would say it's twofold. So first, we have the scientific, the education. I went to Loyola University and University of Illinois at Chicago, and I studied human nutrition and dietetics and psychology. So that's my official education. But the other education is from my mother and my family. I learned a lot from them about that Mediterranean diet we talk about. These people lived that diet, and my grandparents and other family members. So it's a combination of personal experience and education.
And that's pretty powerful when you can live what you have heritage with, and then also to add the cherry on the top with a professional or an education. That's just really powerful. So you grew up in Chicagoland, and I read on your website that you split your time between Greece and the States. Is it pretty much 50-50? And is that because you come back to lecture?
Well, I am active with the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, which used to be named the American Dietetic Association. So in the past, I was president of the international affiliate. So I was pretty active in that sense, traveling back and forth. And their headquarters are in Chicago. So, but I spend more time in Greece. I have 2 little boys, and so that takes a lot of my time. And when I can, I try to make that trip once, twice, maybe 3 times a year if I can.
Excellent, excellent. So we're here today to talk about the Mediterranean diet. You've written cookbooks, you've been educated with this diet, you also live this diet. For the folks that are new to it, what are the foods that categorize that diet?
Well, when we talk about the Mediterranean diet, I would say the 2 basic foods or ingredients would be vegetables and olive oil. That is the backbone of the diet. From then on, we go to fish, grains, bread, obviously, cheese, yogurt, and then rarely we have red meat. We have some chicken. So those are the basic ingredients of the Mediterranean diet.
So when you talk about cheese, or we say yogurt, something that's going on here in America, and I try to stay away from it, is the no-fat yogurt. I like my yaourti full fat. Why do you think we're doing that?
And you are right to avoid that no-fat, non-fat. I agree with that. Traditionally, the yogurt in Greece is not even cow's milk yogurt. It's sheep's milk yogurt, which can be a bit strong and heavy sometimes. But they have found that the fat in the yogurt contains other substances, and that the fat actually makes us full longer. It keeps us it gives us satiety. So eating non-fat, maybe you're saving a few calories, but we know that it isn't fat that is making us fat. It is all those processed carbohydrates. So if we balance out our diet, have a lot of vegetables, good fats from olive oil, nuts, avocados, a bit of the fat from the dairy is not going to cause any issues. And plus, it keeps us, like I said, full.
So, Elena, what are the principles and the benefits of the Mediterranean diet? Speak to us on that level.
Well, the benefits are wide-ranging. It started originally as a heart-healthy diet. Researchers had seen in the 60s and 50s that people who followed this type of diet lived a long life, and there were no cases of heart disease in areas such as Crete, southern Italy. Then as research progressed, the Mediterranean diet became more popular. There were more studies out. We find that it can protect from diabetes. It can protect from cognitive disorders. This is very important because as we grow old, we don't want to have, dementia or Alzheimer's disease. And we are also seeing that it can have benefits for depression and our mood. And that is very important, that we can not control our mood, but food can make us feel better emotionally. So those are some of the benefits. The principles are, again, it's a plant-based diet. Red meat is not often consumed. Very few processed foods, if any. And like we say in Greek, pan metron ariston. There is everything is done in moderation.
Outstanding. And that was one of my first Lexi when I started the podcast, because I really believe that in life, if we have a balance, that truly we will have a healthier life. So in all respects. In regards to the Mediterranean diet, and you've talked about the reports from U.S. News, and I've seen it on Mayo Clinic, how these are like the top-rated diet for health and wellness. You've discussed all the diseases that the Mediterranean diet can help you avoid, if you will. Do you believe, although there is such a variety with this diet that is so beneficial, that it's simple? Is it complicated? How would you categorize it for someone who may want to check out the Mediterranean diet for their health and wellness?
Well, I would say it is a simple diet, but I unfortunately have to say the media has made it sound complicated because they're not describing it in a very clear way. And there is a specific Mediterranean diet. In the media, it's often described vaguely, a lot of vegetables, fish, and many readers come to me and they don't know where to start. They're not sure what they're doing. It sounds just like a generic healthy diet. So it is simple as long as you get the right guidelines. And that's what I always say. It's not about, the recipes are not about, dozens of ingredients. Especially Greek and Southern Italian food is very simple. We not simple. It is based on clean tastes, olive oil, tomato, a bit of oregano, basil. There's not tons of spices in there or all these ingredients. The ingredients are seasonal, local if possible, and simply cooked. So
if we speak about the Mediterranean diet historically, and we want to take a snapshot of that, would you say that it's changed over the past 100 years, or is it pretty much true to how it began or originated?
It's definitely changed. I mean, we know that in the Mediterranean region, people are not following the Mediterranean diet as they used to. They have gone through a nutrition transition. It's something that is inevitable when people are reaching a better financial situation. They are able to buy more meat. They are able to buy more white flour and sugar. These were luxury items in the 60s and 50s for many people living in Greece and southern Italy. Once they had more money and moved into cities and towns and left their villages, they were eating more processed foods, more meats. So I would not say that the Mediterranean diet is followed today as it was 40, 50 years ago.
Okay. On your website, which by the way, I love your website. It's got recipes. It talks about your cookbooks. It gives a beautiful description of who and what you are and what you teach. And people should go and visit Olive Tomato. But before we talk a little more about that, you bring up the difference, or you say, what is the difference between the authentic Greek and Mediterranean diet and the westernized versions? Did you already bring that up at the beginning, or is there a more specific answer you want to share with us about that?
Sure. Yes. Well, what we see sometimes, many times, when we see a description of the Mediterranean diet or a menu plan is that there are a lot of animal products in it, a lot of meat almost every other day in these menus. In fact, and so that's a big difference. First of all, we eat meat rarely on the traditional Mediterranean diet. Once a week, maybe we'll have chicken. Another day, we might have some red meat. And another difference is the amount of olive oil that we see in these menu plans. Olive oil is consumed, the Mediterranean diet is not a low-fat diet. It's a moderate fat diet, and that is because we use a lot of olive oil when we cook vegetables, mostly. So those are the two points that I notice, is a lot of meat and not a lot of olive oil when I see the westernized descriptions of the diet.
Okay. And I think you may have sort of brushed upon this question, but I'll ask it. What is the key to cooking a healthy meal, Elena? You as a registered dietitian have such a wealth of knowledge. If you're talking to some of us that do not have your education, how would you tell us to get started?
What I recommend is to try and learn how to make 2 or 3 recipes that are vegetable-based and that are a main course. So when you have, for example, we have a dish in Greece, which is peas. We cook peas with olive oil and potatoes and carrots and tomato. And we eat this as a main course. We don't need meat on the side. We don't need pasta on the side. So you're eating just vegetables as a whole main course. And because it's cooked with olive oil, it is very filling. You don't feel like you need to eat something else with it. So by mastering 3 or 4 of these types of recipes, you can instantly improve your diet by eating more vegetables as a main course. And that helps you get used to the idea of not having meat as the centerpiece or pasta and grains.
Elena, that is really helpful to me because I always believe that we have to add a protein to our meal, but truly that is the key. And I love extra virgin olive oil. I have a lifestyle brand olive oil called Kefi Life, but that olive oil with the briami or the peas or the fasolakia or the patatas, all these foods, these vegetables, that's what fills us up. So we don't have to be so obsessed with the protein if we don't want it.
Exactly. And we add feta, of course, which is the protein. It plays the role of the protein. And let's not forget that also vegetables, peas are a source of protein and other, as well as beans and lentils and foods like that.
All right, you talk about recipes. Oh, the audience loves recipes, as do I. And I think how many cookbooks have you written now, Elena?
Well, this is actually my first one, although as a food and nutrition editor for magazines, I have contributed to several cookbooks here in Greece as well. But this is my first one that is exclusively written by me.
Please give us a snapshot of what we can expect when we purchase your cookbook and what is the title of it?
So the title of the book is The Mediterranean Diet Cookbook for Beginners, Meal Plans, Expert Guidance, and 100 Recipes to Get You Started. So what we wanted to do with this book is we wanted it to be extremely useful. So you're not going to get just a cookbook. It has a guide. It has frequently asked questions, an olive oil guide, how to buy olive oil, how to use olive oil, how to choose olive oil, tips on how to save time. A lot of people are worried that they won't have time to follow this type of diet. A shopping guide, so you have, a list of the foods that you need. And it has a 2-week menu plan that gives you an idea and can act as a guide to get you to try this diet. And of course, 100 recipes, which many are passed down from my family and others are from the Mediterranean region. And they are all easy to make.
Oh, that's the best part about it. Well, Elena Paravantes, did I say that right?
Yes, you did.
I love your name, Elena Paravantes. In closing now, please let us know how people can follow you, get in touch with you, and learn more from you health-wise.
Well, they can find me at olivetomato.com. Those are the 2 main ingredients in the Mediterranean diet. And I'm also on Instagram, Greek Diet, Twitter, Greek Diet, TikTok, Mediterranean Diet, and Facebook, where you'll find me with the name of my website, olivetomato.com.
Outstanding. Well, you have been a delightful guest, and we are so thankful for your time today, and we wish you kalyi iya.
Thank you. You too.
Okay, we'll talk soon.
Bye.
Stay right there. Up next, your weekly takeaway to keep it all as well. Ola kala.
This Ola Kala moment brought to you by the law offices of Liston and Centillus, ranked number 1 by the leading lawyers network since 2010, taking care of all your real estate needs.
Today, registered dietitian Elena Paravantes mentions a concept that could use a lot of help in the good old US of A. It's called to spitiko, of the house, or in reference to food, think of home-cooked meals. Living well has much to do with home-cooked food. Preparing healthy meals at home can support your immune system and reduce the risk of illnesses such as heart disease, cancer, high blood pressure, and even diabetes. Foods of the spitiko can give you more energy, improve how you sleep at night, and even help you manage your health problems. It's ola kala, all is well, when you put your reservations to the side and put on the apron to experiment with cooking in your very own kitchen.
Kiki Vale is the founder of Kefi Life. She is passionate about whole person wellness and living a fulfilled life. Her Kefi Life podcast is created to simply and naturally help you harmonize the mind, body, and soul the Greek way. Visit KefiLife.com, at KefiLife365 on Instagram, and check out Kiki Vale on LinkedIn and on Twitter. Join us again next time for more positive energy and inspiration on Kefi Life.